afternoon. My name is Ashley. Tim and I are the owners and founders of CourtReserve. We are located right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and we thank you for joining us for this overview and introduction to CourtReserve. First, we're going to go over our mobile product, the mobile side of CourtReserve, as it is for both members and admin. Then we will move to the web-based platform, and then we will show the admin side as well. We appreciate your time today. In the future, if you ever need anything from us at CourtReserve, you can email us at support@courtreserve.com. So the mobile app is what we'll start with today. As you can see, it is logoed for your organization or community. You can see we have an announcements feature, which I will also show you on the web browser side, that this is where you can put new announcements up. There's going to be a barbecue this weekend, or a clinic, or a special event at your club. The reservations, events, and calendar tab are all of the things happening at your club that you give your members permissions to sign up for. The member directory is almost like a player matchmaking feature that basically your members, and they can opt out of this, of course, can allow their email, phone number, and name to be published so that other members at the club can call them up and set up matches, etc. My reservations, my events, and my account are all the things that this member has signed up for. So let's take a look. This is the calendar view that your members can see. You can see that it's just, a scroll and a toggle back and forth. This page shows some of the events that the member can sign up for at this particular club. This is a reservation for myself and my daughter. We have already reserved pool time at the pool from 12 to 3. There are 2 of 35 slots that have been filled. There's no charge for this event, and I can go in as a member after I've made a reservation and update or withdraw from the event. Now, the mobile side also has a great instructor feature as well. We know that instructors are busy and on the court, so we have allowed an instructor calendar to show up here so that when the instructor has new events, new lessons, things that the admin or your, front desk people are putting on their calendar, they can instantly see it on their mobile device. This is an example of a clinic that an instructor could pull up on their phone. It shows the date, the time, what court that is assigned to, the registrants. They can even register players or edit this event directly from the instructor's phone. This is just an example of a lesson that a private instructor could have scheduled on their phone. It shows the cost, and they can actually take payment, check in this particular student, and even cancel or edit this private lesson directly from their mobile device. The check-in feature is one of our best features on the mobile side. This is great, of course, now for contact tracing, but it also allows for reporting on the back end so that you can go back and look and see what events were filled, how often they were filled, and what members went to particular events with the check-in feature. So now what we're going to do is hop over to the web browser. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'll share our screen here. So this is the website or the laptop, desktop version of CourtReserve. This is the member side. So this is what we call our welcome page. You can see that it is logoed up in the top left-hand corner. You can also see that there are pictures, and you can put anything you'd like to on your welcome page. You can put up policies and procedures. A lot of people are putting up information about how to get in contact with the front desk. And you can also put information about the mobile device as well. I did want to mention that the mobile device is available on both the iOS and Android platforms. Now, if we scroll above the welcome page, you will see the global announcements. This was the feature I just showed you on the mobile side. If there were new global announcements for the member to be aware of, there would be a red dot here. Up in the top right-hand corner, you can see these are customizable tabs that you as an organization can give or do or call and show to your membership and to the public. So let's take a look at what these are. First is the event calendar. These are all the events happening at your club that you want your members to be aware of. Now let's say you want your members to be allowed to book a court. Well, if they click on book a court here, you can see 3 tabs pop up: tennis, swim, and pickleball. These are called custom schedulers. Custom schedulers filter down to exactly what you want your club to see. So if we click on tennis, this of course is all customizable by you and your organization. So if we go over and you allow your members to book or make a reservation on your tennis courts, this of course is for me as a member. I want to play singles. The start times, duration times are all customizable by the club. You can also make or mandate your players to put other player names or who's going to be playing on the court. You can also do guests if this is something at your club you'd like to do. We require first and last name that you can run reporting on later. You'll also see here that there are waivers and disclosures that you can put on each event, reservation, or even in the beginning when your member becomes a new member at your club as well. You can also see here that fees are associated with this reservation. This is great for those clubs who want to use CourtReserve to take payments. We work with 2 independent third-party credit card organizations that we can tell you more about, and really it's based on how much you would process each month, depends on which one is best for you. So let's go back over here and take a look at ball machines. If you as an organization allow your members to rent ball machines, it's as simple as allowing them to do this here. Now here you can see we have 2 pickleball machines and 1 tennis ball machine as well. Events. We handle events really well at CourtReserve. You can see all of the great events. So let's just take a look here at the Serve It Up Shootout. We can see additional information. We can see there's a cost associated with it, and we can see how to register. So if I click the register button as a member, I can see how easy it is to sign myself and my husband up. As long as we agree to the waiver, our registration has been completed. This means that I as a member just got a confirmation email from the system, and I can also go back in and update or withdraw from this particular event. You can also turn on waitlist features. Waitlist works in 2 different ways. One, the traditional waitlist, until it gets full, but CourtReserve also does auto register, which means that let's say you have 10 slots, you have 12 people, so 2 are on waitlist. So 2 people pull out of the event. Well, those 2 that are on waitlist would be automatically registered to the event. They would get a confirmation email that now they are in the event, and you as an admin or an organization didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to email them, text them, or call them or anything. The system did it for you. We try and incorporate things into CourtReserve that will make your life as an organization much easier. So here, members. Remember we talked about player matchmaking or that member directory on the mobile side? Well, here it is here. And we have divided it. Let's take a look at Ladies 3-5 Tennis. These are all the ladies at the club, their information, their ranking. This just makes it really easy for those members who want to be really active within the club and get to know other players. Announcements feature takes us back to our global announcements. And I also want to quickly show you my profile. This is a complete member management system. So on the member side, they can actually go and see all of their court reservations that they have signed up for. They can look at all of the events that they have registered for. They can also look at billing. So if you use payments within CourtReserve, they can go in and look at individual transactions, balance adjustments that you might have done at the club. They can look at invoices too. A lot of our clubs choose to do batch billing or invoice their members once a month. Well, your member can actually come in here and look at their invoice, see that it's paid, and actually what the charges were. They can come in and update their payment profile, which is basically a card on file, at any time. They can also come in here and add family members and also be a member of more than one organization that uses CourtReserve. So now that we've taken a look at the member side, let's jump over to the admin side. And it's as easy as clicking the blue admin button here at the top. This is the CourtReserve scheduler. We can handle any of your spaces. As you can see here at the top, we've got a couple of courts, we've got a gym, we've got an adult pool, a couple of pickleball courts, and a conference room as well. One of the things CourtReserve does well is combo courts. That's when 2 pickleball courts are lined on 1 hard tennis court. Let me show you how that works. If I want to reserve time on pickleball court number 2, I'll just do singles for 1 hour. This reserves my time on pickleball court number 2, but also on the hard tennis court. So now pickleball court number 1 is still available, but no one will come in and play tennis while I'm trying to play pickleball on court 2. Let's take a look here at a new feature called My Schedule. Remember we talked earlier about how great it is for instructors to know their own schedule? Well, we actually have a feature now where they can look it up week by week. But also the instructors can come down and look at other instructor schedulers, as well as this is great for your front desk, so that when little Johnny and his mom come to the front desk and he wants to have a private lesson, your front desk can actually pull up the instructor schedule and go ahead and schedule. No more texting and waiting for your instructors to get off the court to respond. Remember, we can schedule the ball machine on the member side. Well, you can also do that on the admin side here. And let's take a look at our consolidated view. For those clubs and organizations who have several types of different courts or spaces, this makes it great from a bird's eye view to take a look at what's available at particular times, especially if you take reservations by phone. Remember the custom schedulers we showed you on the member side? Well, here they are on the admin side. So let's take a look at our tennis custom scheduler. There are a lot of information that you can see here on all of the events on the custom scheduler here. So let's take a look. We've got the stroke of the day, the backhand bonanza. If we click on the eye icon here, we can see what court it's on, how long it'll last, who the instructors are, and additional information is located here. You can view the registrants, you can see who signed up, who's paid, and you can also easily check in these students just like the instructors can on the mobile side. You can actually go and directly register members from this view. You can pull up your entire club registry, register, save changes, and now that member is registered to this clinic. You can also pull an attendance report and view lots of other additional reporting later on down the road. If we go back to the eye icon, you can also email registrants from this view. You can look at payment transactions, but one of my favorite features is the audit log. This is the tell-all story of everything that's happened from the creation of the event. So a lot of times we will get support from a club that will say, well, I had an event created and then somehow somebody went in and created a conflicting schedule on the same time. Well, we can actually go in and see that this was created by an administrator. We can see anytime a member has done anything as well. But this is really almost like a fantastic lie detector test so that we can show who's done what with your events and scheduling using the CourtReserve system. It's a great feature. If we check out the triangle, this is just an additional button to get us back into the check-in feature. Up here in the top right-hand corner, these are the initials of the instructors responsible for this event. And the $sign means we need to collect payment and fees from particular members signed up for this event. So a lot of great information here. We've also made it pretty easy to move things around on the scheduler. So if we need to take this singles match and move it down, we have a drag and drop feature. We can also extend time to allow easy customization of the scheduler. So as you can see, the scheduler is a fantastic way to manage a lot of spaces, and we've made it really customizable for you as an organization. Now, here in North Carolina, it could rain at the drop of a hat. So we need to be able to shut down courts quickly and easily without having to call, text, or email. We do that by the Manage Courts button. The click of a button, you can close courts, and you can actually choose to, let's say it's going to rain all night. So we know that if we close it all night and open tomorrow at 9 a.m., there are going to be 13 reservations that are going to be affected by this closure. If I choose to, boom, hit the button, then these 13 reservations will get an email and will get the reason that their reservation was canceled and that tomorrow the club will be back open again. Once again, we're just trying to make it easy for you as an organization. So let's take a look at some of the other things that make CourtReserve unique. We can, of course, handle all of your reservations, and we give you a great view of court, event, and ball machine reservations here. Once again, we can handle any of your events, classes, clinics, seasonal things that you might do at your club. So let's take a look here at that backhand bonanza. You can see here that we can do recurring events. You can see who's waitlisted, lots of information at the event level. Now let me show you how easy it is to set up an event in CourtReserve. You can see here just easy naming. You can choose to have sessions, whether it's fall or spring, a max number of registrants, and you can make any event reoccurring, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or even custom. A lot of our summer camps have the same event, but on different days during the week. You can see here that registration and the auto register from the wait list. You can assign instructors and courts to particular events. If instructors are unavailable, then it will show up here as well. Additional event registration information can be located here at the bottom through the Event Setup tab. Pricing is all dictated on membership. Once again, CourtReserve can handle all your membership needs. And so you may want to have special pricing for your members and also registration start dates. You may want to let your non-members, or the public register 2 weeks out, but maybe your members get to register a month out. We can also do additional registration restrictions for age or even certain tennis or pickleball ratings. CourtReserve can handle any custom ratings that you would like to put into the system. Definitely, you don't want to have a 15-year-old high-impact junior sign up for a 5-year-old red ball clinic. Additional setup is where we can add those disclosures that we've talked about earlier. And then using the embed code, you can actually send particular members or even put this on your website so that people can sign up for certain events at your club. Once again, we are just trying to make CourtReserve as easy and customizable to use at your organization. Now, we mentioned earlier that CourtReserve can handle all your memberships. Now, of course, all of the data that you are seeing today is all test data. So we have added a couple of different memberships here. You can see also that we can help you collect your membership fees as well. CourtReserve really does a great job on the reporting side, and I want to just go through some of the transactions. We have a new sales summary report that's fantastic. If we just look at the current month, it really shows all of the different ways that money is coming or revenue is coming into the club, and you can break that down by event. We can also take a look at our payment summary. How is the funds flowing in, and what does that look like? Are we doing a lot of gift cards this month? Are we doing a lot of membership drops that are pulling in a lot of batch billing credit card revenue? We have a daily revenue tab that's fantastic. July, of course, is getting back into doing things, but let's take a look at May. This is a great snapshot of the health of your club. We also, I've mentioned before, can do batch billing. This is fantastic for those clubs who want to save on credit card processing fees. And what they do is they allow their members to charge to their house account each month. And then once a month, a lot of our clubs go in and they process one charge with the credit card on file for that member. So if we go on down to reports, I'll just show you some of my favorite reports. We have a great event summary report, especially for those clubs and organizations who have a lot of events. You can even break it down to the max capacity and the percent of students or members that actually attended your certain events, all the way down to how much revenue you made per player. That's a fantastic way to look at the health of how things are going at your club. We also have a great court utilization report. This is a heat map of how busy your courts are. You can actually look at it by minutes or by the utilized number of courts. So maybe your daytime's doing well, but you could actually add additional programming or private lessons at night when you have availability on your heat map. We also have an instructor time report that a lot of our clubs are using, strictly to just make sure that what their instructors are reporting matches up with the time that they have been on the court. So you can see here, we actually can run that report, total number of hours, court hours, and even event hours as well. A lot of our clubs are using this to just help with their employee, reporting and things of that nature. So that's just a sample of some of our reports. We also have a fantastic integrated point of sale and inventory management system. Let me take a look here. We also work with a credit card company that can allow you to hook up and do credit card terminals or devices, as you just saw. So let's just take a look quickly. We'll just go shopping. We'll buy a Gatorade. We'll just do a simple checkout here. We'll pay with cash, or of course, if you at the club, you can allow your members to charge to a house account. We've got change due, and boom, that's how easy it is. We make it really easy for setup as well, including sales tax in your own state as well. So if we go back over, I'd love to answer your questions here at the end, but I want to go through some of the other things I think set CourtReserve apart in the marketplace. So if we go up to system users up at the top, you'll see that we have 3: admins, sub-admins, and instructors. Well, we define these as the permissions that you give to each sub-admin or admin. So you may have some front desk people where they can edit courts, make reservations, anything that deals with that, but you don't want them to do anything with processing or memberships. So once again, everything in CourtReserve is around the permissions and customizations that you set up. I showed you earlier the great instructor module with the instructor scheduling, but we can also do custom instructor pricing. This is fantastic because we have some organizations who have several different years of education and experience for their instructors, and now they can pay them accordingly. If we go back over here, we can see a lot of what's happening in our world today. We're having to really, strictly limit the number of hours, the number of things that people can be at the club. I mean, basically clubs and organizations have really had to hone in on how they know who's at the club and when they're there. So we have really done a great job of boosting our club permissions and restrictions, even down to the minutes a day that a family or a member can reserve, the number of guests that you're allowing families or members to bring to your court. Once again, we can, restrict by reservation or outstanding reservations, just lots and lots of restrictions that you can put into place so that you can let your members know that, when they come to the club to play, that they'll know who's on the courts as well. So if we go back over to settings, I definitely want to come down here and kind of show you some of the other things. We work with widgets. Widgets are tiny bits of code that allow you to place things inside your own website. This is one that we call the lobby view. You can actually embed this code into a smart TV in the lobby of your club. You can do this to reduce, frustration at the front desk or people having to call and ask what court things are on. This is fantastic because now if I walked into this club, I could look up at the smart TV and see that the cardio tennis clinic was on court 2. We also have some other widgets, and I'll show you a couple of our other partners. This is a partner who has put the court reservation widget on their website. And then Hurstbourne Country Club, they have embedded their member page into their website as well. Now, you don't necessarily have to have your own website. This can be the front of how people see you in your club, and they've done a great job of that as well. So if we go back over here, we saw the widgets. Just want to show you how easy it is to set up your welcome page as well. Once again, we allow you to customize everything, including your logo at CourtReserve. So those are some of the great settings that I think are important. A lot of times people ask us, well, what is the onboarding process? How do I get started? Well, what you want to do is this is the first, you want to definitely watch a demo. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to go out to CourtReserve.com and you want to create your free account. When you do that, our support team will help lead you in the right direction. So once you have set up your free account, basically that means that we give you 30 days to kick the tires. We have some sample data inside your free account, and you can play around with the system and see how it works. But then once you decide that CourtReserve is the partner that you would like to do, then we'll help you get set up with some of our tutorial and onboarding videos, and then we'll set you up with a one-on-one onboarding call with us to make sure that you have everything set up the way you need it before you go live. We support our customers and organizations by having live Q&A 3 days a week. We make it easy that you can attend the days, or if you have questions that pop up, you can just sign up for the days that you have questions. But also with our support chat box, this is the best way to get your questions answered quickly with us at CourtReserve. Now, a lot of times people want to know, well, how often are you updating features within your system? Well, once or twice a year, we actually allow our current clubs and organizations to vote on things that are important to them. So we just did our summer vote off, and you can see some of the great new ideas that we will be implementing into CourtReserve within the next 6 months. When we do push out new features or upgrades, you'll see the bullhorn here with the red dot. This means that this is new, and this is how we do our release notes. So you can see here 5 days ago, we came out with some changes and some upgrades to some of the reporting in the system. This allows our organizations and clubs to decide if this is important for them to use within the CourtReserve system. See, CourtReserve you can use as little or as much depending on what your organization needs. Now, we also are big on education. So we do monthly webinars, we do those live Q&As, but we also write articles and do YouTube videos. So if it's midnight and you're excited about learning new things about CourtReserve, you can search on your own and learn all kinds of things to do within the CourtReserve platform. A big question that we always answer, what about price? So when you're on CourtReserve.com, there's a pricing tab. You can click on it here. Our base prices start at $25 per month, and then it's $5 for each instructor, $5 for each court. This also includes your first 500 members, and we also give you 5,000 marketing emails so that you can keep your members and people in the club up to date with things going on at your organization.